Greetings and salutations, ladies and germs. Welcome to the Cool Kids live review and discussion. Our movie this week is Nobody 2. Nobody 2. We're reviewing Nobody. Not that Nobody, not the one from Disney, not the one from the Odyssey, but Nobody 2. The one starring Bob Odenkirk. See, my man got it right here. So let's jump right into it, folks. If you see it before, you know what the deal is. First, we'll start with positives and negatives and mix, and then our verdict. Okay, let's start off right away with our positives. Gentlemen, I would say honestly, I'd say it stands right up to the first. I think they did a better job in this one.
Absolutely.
It went to a logical place. Because I keep thinking about how he told Connie Nielsen's character, his wife, in the last one, or how she told him, rather, go do what you've got to do. We'll work on us when you get back. Well, in this one, he's back. So they're trying to work on us, on them. So
remember, this is us.
Exactly. Exactly. This is us. And so he's working on his family, gets into the hijinks and of course, hijinks ensue. So, you get to know his family a lot better in this one. So, there's a real blast. It's a real blast in this one. So the action is still there, So, it's
just so much fun.
Last one, yeah, it is. It really is. The action might be even more fun in this one than the last one. So the first one was grittier, but this one's a little more fun.
Yeah, that's exactly what I appreciate about this one. I love the first one. Probably it's one of the best action movies I've seen in a long time. Mm-hmm. And I would say this one, it's hard for me to say which one I like more. I love them both equally, but I think in terms of action, this one has it. This one definitely has the first one beat, especially with that climax. Holy shit.
Yeah, great.
I would say the set pieces are probably better, but I don't know. I just felt that the action was shot better in the first one. I felt here it was more shaky cam kind of stuff. Not bad. You could still tell what was going. It wasn't god awful or anything. I don't know, Alex Cross or whatever the fuck that was, where it was just how much can we get away with shaking the camera and giving everyone a seizure?
Or like a Rob Zombie movie.
Over, but even then, it kind of gives that vibe a little bit. I'm not saying now I'm in Inception, guys.
Are we not doing thoughts on the first movie and expectations or something? Or
well, we're just saying our positives now.
Okay.
If you want to say your thoughts, you can.
Okay, I'll just go ahead and give my expectations because it's a little hard for me to just jump right into everything without seeing what my thoughts on the first film are and what I was expecting from this one. So I remember watching the first one a week ago. I actually saw it on I think it was on Paramount Plus. I can't remember, but I actually really enjoyed myself with it. I wouldn't call it I wouldn't say it was on the level of John Wick or something, but it's still where's everybody going? Oh well,
I'm still here.
I guess I'm scaring it. Okay, I'm scaring everybody off. So anyway,
just I actually awkward thing. That's all. Food fell, so I had to clean it up. You're good.
Food's more important than what I have to say. I'm kidding.
Yes. Always. Come on.
They do this weird thing now where if you turn off your camera, it removes your.
We just want it.
I gotcha. Yeah, because I've done that before. I was just making a joke. But anyway, I had some fun with the first one. It's not, I wouldn't say it was on the level of John Wick, but it was still an entertaining time. Bob Odenkirk. Honestly, I was not expecting him to be a big action star. I'm always used to him playing scummy business lawyers, shady people. Because he was tied into that role thanks to Breaking Bad and Better Call Saul. I was not expecting him to be a badass action star, and it just really surprised me. So when the second one came out, I was actually pretty excited. Unfortunately, I had to write the pirate ship for this one because I've been sick and I had a quarantine for like almost a whole week. It's herp angina, not fun at all. That's all I gotta say. But I did read the pirate ship with this one, and I actually think, I'll be honest with you, I think this is even better than the first. So I think I had more fun with this one than I did with the first one. I mean, first one I had some fun with, but this one I could see myself just rewatching this one. Bob Odenkirk, he still does a great job. He as Hutch, everyone else does a good job with the performance. That third act, oh my God, that third act was just so fun. Honestly, I just kept thinking like Home Alone meets like the third act to Zombieland, without the zombies, kind of thing. Just like the whole third act in that amusement park, was just a blast.
Yeah.
So,
I mean, all of them. I mean, all of it. Like, I can't really, as Jevin was saying before, I can't really think of anything wrong with it. But like the positives, I thought the acting from everyone involved, like, you don't think Odenkirk can kick ass, but here he is kicking ass, and it's just like it works. Like, you don't. It's not outside of the believability of it all. Like, you could see, like, okay, we're kind of like getting. It's like, and what I like about this one that I kind of almost prefer to John Wick is the fact this dude gets put through the fucking ringer. Like, this dude gets fucked up, and it's kind of more interesting. And like, you see him bleeding, you see like him popping bones back into place. He
loses a finger.
He's fucked up. He loses a finger.
His finger, man.
He lost a pinky. Yeah, exactly.
I like kind of that vibe of like, oh, he's fallible. Like, he's not invincible. Yeah. Now, I understand John Wick and Nobody are two very different movies, even though it's the same production company and it's the same writer, but it's still very different because this is like action comedy and John Wick is more straightforward action. So it like works for their respective things. Yeah. But I kind of like as fun as John Wick is, I like the idea of the more fallible like action hero where it's like they can like do great things, but they can still fucking get hit and, come back up and finish the job. That's what I really like about these movies is like the fallibility of the main character. And then the kids are fine. Like they are child number 1 and child number 2. That's essentially what it is. That's nothing really outside of that. And then Connie Nielsen, like, I like how it's not just fitting into those like 80s archetypes of, oh, you're the woman, get out of here. No, she can kick ass. Don't fuck with Mama Bear. And also, don't fuck with the Queen of the Amazons either. I will say, I know Wonder Woman's getting rebooted, but like, just saying, if you want to bring her back, don't bring back Gal Gadot. No, don't fucking bring her back. But I'm just saying, bring back Connie Nielsen. Because like, and also, Connie Nielsen could still fucking get it. Like, Odenkirk, you fucking lucky son of a bitch, like 100%. And I think I really liked her. Like, she didn't let lying dogs lie. She was badass in her own right, and then she proved it in the end. And I liked how she was also not like a total bitch. Like, that was like, you could either do one of two things, quote unquote, with like the kind of female love interest type character is either, okay, she's just fully supportive, but is like kind of weak-willed a little bit, or she's just like combative every step of the way. No, there's situations where she's supportive because she clearly still loves her husband ever so dearly, but she could also be like, hey, I would also prefer you eat dinner on time, you fucking prick. Like, like, don't be late. So
well, I know your job is hard. It's like, I know your job is hard, but family.
Yeah. I mean, I love the way that when she says, like, when he starts to go back, I forgot something. Just go back. Hutch, no, she knows exactly what the hell he's going to do.
Oh, yeah.
Because it's like, here's the thing. I actually said out loud, even though this was in the trailer, I kind of forgot because I haven't seen the trailer in so long. But when it's like, who are you fat fucking slapping a 10-year-old girl? Like, I'll
Serious.
beat the shit out of him. Like,
Exactly.
and like, come
Oh, I
on,
won't
like,
do
who
it.
the fuck are you?
If that was my little sister, that dude would have been dead.
Yeah.
Yeah, like who are you fucking slapping, kids? Get the fuck out of here. So, you know, it's
Fuck.
Yeah. Exactly.
and so, you know, and I think the overall story was good. I like how like kind of the lesser bad guy like joined forces, and I like how you had the establishing shot of like him talking to Colin Hanks. It's like, okay, I just want a break, I want to relax, I want a vacation. Okay, fine. And then he sees the kid, and then he's going in the car, but that static shot is still on. He's like, oh, fucking save the goddamn kid, and then he goes back, and then he fucking wrecks everybody. That
So
was
good.
also great.
Oh man, that's so funny.
But yeah, it's just like everything, you know what's gonna happen, but not in a oh god, this is so predictable kind of way. It's just like, you know, this character, it's a sequel. Obviously, we know him, we're comfortable with him, we know, and it's just like that's the kind of vibe, but it's not in like a bad way. It's just like we know this character, we know where his morals are, we know what he believes in, and it's just like we agree with that. Like, obviously, if you see a kid, even though he's a teenager, but he's still, I mean, he's a kid to all of us. But when you see like a kid against his own will, like bound and gagged in a fucking van, it's like, yeah, I'd fucking want to kill the fucker too. Also, fucking Colin Hanks, rotten piece of shit. Great, love it. And Sharon Stone as the bad guy, even though she was didn't have a big role.
Yeah.
She
Still
was great. It shows
presence.
that Sharon Stone can act without showing her coochie.
Yeah, she still got it.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
She can always act. Jesus Christ.
She does.
No, that's what I'm saying. Well, the thing is with Sharon Stone, a lot of people were like, "Oh, she's just like the hot chick.
Oh
like,
yeah,
she can't act." Like
that's
that was kind
yeah.
of she showed her coochie in Basic
Well,
Instinct.
I mean, the thing is, she did not know they were going to do that.
Yeah,
she didn't know they were going to. She claims that she didn't know they were going to show it. So I mean, but.
Yeah, I just love how fun she is. Like, it's just like the typical sadistic, psychotic kind of bad guy.
I thought Lucy Lawless at first, but then I realized, then I saw the credits Sharon Stone. I'm like, holy shit, that was Sharon Stone. That's so awesome. But yeah,
awesome.
So
and then Christopher Lloyd, great.
Oh yeah, dear
Christopher Lloyd is awesome.
So he's awesome. Fucking getting pussy in socks and sandals. Only Christopher Lloyd can. And I love his brother. I don't know who plays the brother. I don't recognize him. He kind of looks like a discount Jesse L. Martin, but he's cool. I liked his sword fight.
Brother was such a fun character.
Yeah, that was great. I don't know what else. The comedy's good. I laughed quite a few times.
Oh, this movie was so funny. And I'm gonna say that I am gonna say this, and I'm pretty sure the only person will disagree with me on this is John. This movie did a better job of tourists versus locals. Much better. Unlike that mean-spirited, stupid pile of shit called The Surfer.
Mm.
Well, I mean,
are you expecting me to like fucking go in rant mode or some shit like that?
I mean, The Surfer was different. Going for a different aesthetic, honestly, so I can understand.
Yeah,
but
it's very different. It's not exactly kind of
exactly,
but very different movie.
Yeah, but it was. I think the the villain was definitely a lot more memorable this time. Thank you, Sharon Stone. So,
yeah, I agree.
Exactly.
Yeah, I
think
did love how he teamed up with the sheriff. How the sheriff wasn't actually the bad guy; he was just the sheriff.
He was just a pawn,
but he still like enjoyed like.
I mean, yeah,
being a bad.
He's
guy.
Another corrupt cop.
Yeah.
I mean, he kind of wasn't the boss though. He was kind of just.
Wait, you're talking about Colin Hanks or the Hispanic guy?
Was it Colin Hanks, the sheriff?
Yeah.
Who was? Yeah, he was, because it seems that the guy who was under him was kind of the real underboss.
Yeah. Okay. So, well, because I know the Hispanic guy with his son that beat up the other kid. Yeah. I know he was kind of like forced to do this. He was the leader of the park. Yeah. So I don't know if you were talking about him.
Oh yeah, the one
because he was kind of he was forced to do it. So
yeah, the one who was the guy's son. Yeah, the one who was the original owner's son. That's what I'm.
Yeah.
Wasn't that Colin Hanks?
No, two different. Oh, okay. It was I think. Hang on, let me look it up. Actually,
Because Colin Hanks was the bad guy. He was the underboss, right?
Yeah.
But he was just a deputy. But he was really kind of the guy who ran the whole thing.
John Ortiz. John Ortiz was the other guy. Yep. Hold on.
Yep.
I'm actually.
But they did a really fantastic job with it, though. So it was a lot of fun, very memorable. It's like one review said on Letterboxd, National Lampoon's Vigilante Vacation.
Pretty much. Yeah, John Ortiz was he was the publisher in American Fiction. That's where I saw him from.
Okay. Yeah.
He was funny in that. But yeah, I thought everyone was good in this movie. All the action scenes were good. It again, the editing, like for me, for action scenes, obviously we'll get into that negative, but overall, I thought like the acting was great, the action set pieces were great, the comedy was great. I do ever so slightly prefer the first one. I think it just did and Mark, you mentioned this, and I will in the chat, so I'll reiterate it, and you can agree. Obviously, it's your point, but the first one was such a shock to everyone that nobody, quite literally nobody, expected nobody to be good. It was just kind of oh, Bob Odenkirk is this John Wick guy. Fucking that's stupid. And then it turned out to be really fucking good, and it was the big surprise hit of that year. And yeah, so obviously that was so there's less of a shock here of okay, we're expecting a great movie, so maybe because it doesn't reach those expectations, not as quite as good, but even then it's still a great movie. I don't but yeah, I think the positives for me is mainly acting, action set pieces, comedy, and simple story. All of that was very
mine
good.
are too. Not every action movie nowadays needs to be over 2 hours long. This one, and this is what I appreciated about Naked Gun, it's short, simple, to the point.
Yeah, exactly. It's just a fun action comedy. That's it. You don't have to overly complicate it. Just exactly. Yeah, I mean the big finale at the theme park at the end was just fantastic.
Yeah.
Laughing my ass off.
That was honestly just so much fun, because I kept seeing oh yeah, the guys just coming in with the guns, and then boom, they get hit by that swinging ride. I forgot what it was called.
Yeah.
Like I said, it reminded me so much of Zombieland, but without the zombies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But it still worked. It was still very good. It was still very well done.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. It was extraordinarily well done. If I can get my mouse working, excuse me. There we go. All right, let's move on to, thought we had it. There we go. Let's move on to negatives. What are our negatives, Jim? What negatives do we have for this?
Well, I kind of already mentioned this, but I found the editing to be slightly choppy at points, but nothing horrible. Nothing it takes me out of the movie. Just okay, maybe a scene going on 5 seconds longer, just a better transition to it all. But overall, it was not bad, and maybe the action was a little bit need ever so slightly. Again, not bad, but
I probably would agree with that. I mean, I don't think there's anything that's particularly bad, because I feel like any kind of issue I have would pretty much fall under mixed or something. Because I can't really think of anything that's purely negative, this damages the movie kind of thing. But I will say, I think I do agree the editing could have been a little bit better, because it was a bit choppy at points, and maybe there could have been a little bit more meat into the story or something like that.
Yeah, maybe a little bit more development.
Maybe something more development and all. Maybe something that could stand out a little bit more, But
kind of the subplot with his son being like him, that really doesn't go anywhere. I feel that should have gone somewhere, because the only thing we get is the fulfillment of him being a fighter, which is what he doesn't want to be, of fighting the guy in the cabin, and then also saying to him oh, your father would be proud of you. I'm like, no, he wouldn't. He doesn't want him to fight. Why would you say that?
Yeah.
So,
that was weird.
but like,
I
so
don't
it
know.
just
I mean,
feels very weird and abrupt. Like it shouldn't have ended like that. And the arc they were going on didn't feel very fulfilled. Again, it's not bad, but it's just awkward, you know? And it's still a much deserved negative, quote unquote, in my eyes.
Yeah, understandable. But I mean, I would say I think it lagged maybe just a tiniest little bit in the middle, maybe lagged just a tiny little bit, you know. But I mean, nothing bad. Like I said, it wasn't bad enough to take me out of it.
Yeah, it didn't like ruin it or something. Or
no, not at all. No, I mean maybe just a little bit. You know,
I just felt like there could have been a little bit more developed. The editing could have been a little bit better, and it just felt like there could have been a little bit more meat on the bones. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
but it's not like
perfectly. It was a very short film. It's only like
it's only 90 minutes. Yeah.
Oh yeah. I mean, I'm not saying it has to be like 2.5 hours long or anything.
In fact, you know what? I will say this right here, right now, to all the people watching. I would much prefer a 90-minute movie with slightly terrible editing than a 3.5-hour movie that has no reason to fucking exist. Like, and for having it be 3 hours, you know? Don't get me wrong. There are a lot of movies out there that deserve to be 3 hours, like Seven Samurai or The Good, the Bad, the Ugly. Those deserve to be 3 hours. Those fulfill its running time. But then there are others, like Avengers Endgame or The Batman, that should not have been fucking 3 fucking hours long. You're just jerking yourself off at that point. Get the fuck out of here.
Yeah.
Or I was afraid.
I mean, I've said this before when I
remember
mentioned this when I was talking about long movies. Just because your movies is like the same length as a Lord of the Rings movie, that doesn't mean it's automatically going to be good. You know?
Yeah,
we've had so many.
Those deserve to be
that are like super
3.5,
long,
4 hours long.
And
but I mean,
they were.
Yep. But I mean, the only thing I would add is that. And this isn't really necessarily a negative, but this was more pressure the film had on it. You lacked that surprise factor that the first one had. Like the first one felt like it just came out of nowhere. So I think the question here was, can this one live up to the first? You know, because the first just kind of came out of nowhere. Like expectations play a lot in how we view a film that we really don't expect much out of that turns out to be good. We may think a lot more of it than we otherwise might have if we had high expectations for it. So now we have higher expectations.
You know what I think helped it, to be fair, in terms of the surprise and why I think it still lives up to the original and it's still really great? The gap between movies. It's been 4 years since the last movie. So I think people kind of forgot about Nobody. And and so when this came out, we're like, oh yeah, this is great. So there is still a bit of the shock factor, not quite as much as the first movie, but and especially the very little marketing this movie had. So there was still kind of shock, like, oh yeah, this is great, and that kind of thing.
Yeah,
I think this had the advantage too. I think what they did, it felt like what they did, they leaned more into the comedy element just a little bit, kind of compensate, you know. So I mean, just a little bit, you know. But he's still the same old lovable Hutch, you know, thinking of inventive ways to fight. Well, we just picking up fucking anything. Jeez. Yeah, this guy is brutal. So
there is also the Murtaugh element of like, I'm getting too old for this shit.
Exactly.
Lethal Weapon, yeah.
Yeah, exactly. So, so should we move on to mixed?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. So, what about mixed, gentlemen? What do you think?
As I said, I probably should have saved this for mixed, but because as I said, it's not really negative. It's just the editing and development stuff that I was talking about before, because those weren't really negative. So I'm going to repeat myself here. My bad. But it's just those awkward things. It's just not bad. Just kind of about.
Yeah, I mean, I've already mentioned the issues I had, you know, and like I said, they pretty much more count as mixed than anything, you know. So I
don't really have any mixed or negatives with the movie.
I don't really need to repeat myself.
Yeah. Honestly, yeah, I don't have anything really terrible to say.
Me either. I was the only mixed thing I have is like you said, the development with the kids kind of just drops off.
Yeah, exactly.
Some good development there.
I mean, the girl is barely like in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I did like how they brought him. I mean, him in at the end. Though they brought his wife in at the end. You know, because it kind of feels like next time they're going for a more family vibe. They're going to lean. Right. They might lean even more into that with both. You know,
so let me ask you something. Like if there is going to be a Nobody 3, what would you want to see out of it?
Ooh,
got one last mission in me.
No, I think he's going to still continue on. Yeah. I think I would like to see it open with like he's in a good place with his family. Like it's a better balance of stuff.
Yeah.
But I don't know where to go from there. Just, you know, I think I don't know where to really go from here because it's kind of ends very well. Like it doesn't really leave it open for sequel. Like we need a vacation from our vacation, but that's what are they going to go on another vacation? Like that's kind of lame. But I just think
like you're making a Christmas movie.
Honestly, that's kind of the trope at this point. Make it Christmas, make it a holiday movie.
Yeah,
that's what Terrifier 3 did.
Exactly. Yeah,
I was going to say make it. I was going to say another Die Hard kind of movie.
Yeah. I think I would love to see. Honestly, I would love to see them get into his son. You know, his son kind of following in his footsteps. You know, I think, like I said, you know, having more of his do a little more character development with his son, maybe even his wife.
You know what they could do? Make it more about Connie Nielsen.
Mm-hmm. That's true.
You know, like it could be a very different movie. Maybe call it like Mrs. Nobody or something like that. But like that, I mean, that would be more spinoff than anything. But I mean, she's capable. She's badass. I think she's more like ranged weapons than like melee, like Hutches. But I'd like to see more about Connie Nielsen, and she could probably do it. Like, she's still in very good shape, and very good shape. But I think I would like to see more with her. Like, I think that could be a good direction. Like, keep it fresh. You know, try to keep it fresh.
Maybe make it,
or just like I said, have them do like a team up between husband and wife. You know,
yeah.
Have the whole family fight.
Mr. and Mrs. Nobody.
There you go. I was just about to say that.
Exactly. Yeah. I mean, hey, there you go. So should we just move on to final verdict?
Not yet because Devin is going. But you want to know a fun fact about this movie? My dad told me this because Bob Odenkirk was doing an interview that apparently the original idea for this movie was going to be they were going to go to Venice, Italy, and they were going to find a stash of guns in a gondola. And Bob Odenkirk and his real life wife were like, "Oh my God, that sounds like such a great idea. We can go to Italy, all this other stuff." But then Bob Odenkirk was like, "It doesn't really work because it's like I can't see Hutch and his family going to fucking Italy. Exactly. That's not who this guy is." No. So he was like, "You know what? Let's change it so that he goes to like a rundown water park from his youth."
And I like that better. I like that better.
I remember like when in the chat when they were showing like Plummersville, I just kept thinking to myself, this is if a county fair had a water park in it, you know, kind of thing.
Mm-hmm. I kind of like how, but I also like how Bob Odenkirk was like cared that much of like, my character wouldn't do this. Like, I kind of like stuff like that where like an actor cares enough about the character he's playing.
He's a producer
and he's like,
too, so he's got.
So I think he'd be like, you know what, let's not do that. And
he's a very smart guy too, and he cares about the art.
Yeah.
So I agree. So let's move on to verdict, and I guess we can just each give our own summary. All right.
Mm-hmm.
So For me, I'll say that for my final verdict, in summation, guys, this film had a lot of pressure on it. This had a lot to live up to because, you don't have that surprise factor that the first one had. So this one had to, had a lot to live up to. And I think it did. For the most part, it did. So, I think it did a fantastic job. They leaned just a little bit more in the comedy and the silliness of this time. But I felt it was appropriate to explore more of his relationship with his family and kind of develop that a little bit. So it had a lot of fun. The action was great. Nice, simple story. Goes by very quick. Great pacing. So my final rating is a very enthusiastic 8.5 out of 10. All right. And John, I'll turn it over to you.
Yeah, mine is very much similar. I thought it was a very well done movie. I thought the acting was good. I thought the action set pieces were great. Good, as you said, brisk story. It shows that there was still a lot of care put into this movie, even though it's a different director and team behind it. So, it shows like there's still care, there's still love in this like weird little franchise that could. But yeah, the only problems is that some of the editing is a little bit off for me, and some of the development could have been a lot better. But overall, I still thought it was. I loved it. I thought it was phenomenal. And in terms of other major action movies this year, I thought it was better than Novocaine and Ballerina. But I still heavily, even though it's not perfect, and I do prefer the first one, it's still a great movie. It's still a very great movie, and with that, I will also give it an 8.5 out of 10.
All right, and next up is Cinematic Sterling. You had the floor, sir.
I'm gonna be honest. I actually kind of forgot Ballerina came out this year. I thought it came out last year. Oops. But anyway, I didn't really have a lot to say just because I'm still kind of tired from my concert last night. But I thought Nobody 2 was great. I thought it was just as fun and awesome as the first movie. I think this is what action movies need to be. Just short, simple, to the point. Not all of them need to be complex like a Nolan movie. Like Bob Odenkirk still kicks ass. Christopher Lloyd still kicks ass. I love the bond with the family. I thought Sharon Stone was a super entertaining villain. The action scenes I thought were much better. I don't really have a lot of super terrible things to say about it. So I'd say my rating is a 9.5 out of 10.
All right, my man. Thank you very much. And last but most certainly not least, the Heart of the Cool Kids. The right.
Well, as a newcomer to this series, I probably would say that this was honestly better than the first one. I enjoyed the first one for what it is, but I just think I just keep having so much more fun with this one. The action's awesome. The acting is awesome. The comedy really works. It's just a fun ride, no pun intended. And yeah, I did have some issues. Like, it could have been edited better. Yes, there could have been more development and more, maybe a tad bit meat on the bones. Maybe not too much. It doesn't need to be 2 hours or anything like that. But I felt like it could have, maybe the development could have been a little bit better. But I mean, and the editing. But overall, it's still a fun movie, And I'm gonna go with Mark and John. I'm gonna say 8.5 out of 10.
All right, so pretty much unanimous, and the verdict seems to be we like it. All right,
I'm gonna watch.
Since I haven't put my since I haven't added that clip here.
Yeah, do you have that clip?
Yeah, I don't. I didn't add it. I never added it,
I
have to add those. But yeah, love it.
Oh.
So thank you very much for.
I like it.
Thank you very much for joining us, everybody. And Devin, you want to take us out? Wait, what is our next one?
Yeah, the next one. What was the next one again?
Our next review is going to be The Long
Walk. Let this guy speak.
Actually, no. Our next review is Jaws, because it's for the re-release.
Oh,
special stream on Jaws.
What? I forgot we're doing the re-release of Jaws.
Yes, we're doing Jaws next. That's going to be our next review.
And that's going to be hosted by Zach.
Yep.
I forgot we were doing that one. Not going to lie.
Me too.
Yep. All right. Well, thank you very much for joining us, everybody. And goodbye. Remember, everybody is nobody. Once again, we have brought light into the world. You're welcome, America.
They're still here? It's over.